Well, I'm here with the promoter, Ben Shalom. Huge event, of course, June the 15th. Crystal Palace, tickets selling like hotcakes. They tell me 28,000 will be there on the night. Richard Riakporhe challenging Chris Billam-Smith for the World WBO Cruiserweight crown. Great news that the tickets are selling hot, though, as well.
I think it's a stadium, the summer, the festival experience that Steve and Crystal Palace and ourselves are trying to create.
Steve Parrish?
Yes, he's been, look, you need to tango, especially with the stadium fight. We see a lot of stadium fights not happen because the football clubs and the owners aren't willing to go, you know what?
All the pitch is being reseeded, but they wanted it.
They wanted it. They wanted it for 2 years.
How long has boxing not been at Selhurst Park?
70 years.
Oh, well done. 72, I think it is actually. 1952. And also, a bit of history for you as well. 49 to 52. Len Harvey, the former light heavyweight champion of the world, fought there as well. He was from the area.
Wow.
I think there's history in the making there, isn't there?
It's a 100-year celebration, and that was the big push from Crystal Palace. They've known Richard for a long time. And the dream was always, can we get Richard there? I didn't know if it would happen, if I'm honest. First right of refusal went to Bournemouth, the champion. Didn't happen. We've been there 4 times. But I'm so glad now that it's in London. A stadium event in London in the summer, just before the Euros start.
A couple of days before, is it? Day before?
Yeah, day before, I think.
Yeah, that's
It's going to be a special atmosphere. And Bournemouth as well, I expect huge travelling support. And thank you to them. They're putting on huge coaches like they do for the away games there. They put them on for their travelling support. So it's going to be a huge Bournemouth contingent. Be very special.
Monday night, I hear as well, May the 6th, because Crystal Palace are playing Man United. Is it just Richard Riakporhe on the pitch, or are you bringing Chris Billam-Smith as well?
I'd expect both of them to be on that pitch at half time. I think that's part of it. We saw with Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark what happened there. Let's see what Chris does. But look, I'm just delighted, to be honest, because Chris Billam-Smith got his dream last year. And most fighters will dream of challenging for a world title, but to box in your home stadium, that's special. Richard now gets that opportunity. It's a huge domestic night. Both of them are living their dream right now. Both of them maybe at times didn't know they'd get to world level, especially Chris, this consistent now. He's defending for the 2nd time. Richard's been very patient. This was the fight that he wanted. He's got it now. It's all set up for him. It's over to him now. May the best man win.
I think you've got some great cards and some great youngsters coming through. I praise you on what you've done this year. Fraser Clark, Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark was an amazing event. There is talk about it being on an even bigger event, I've heard. I won't try and get you on that at the moment, but Fran Hennessy, Ben Whittaker, the rising stars, Isaac Chamberlain in a European cruiserweight fight. Let me pick your brains on. I think you're doing a great job with these cards in the UK. You've got the Peacock deal in the United States now, which is great for your organisation. In the world at the moment, the promoters, the managers, the boxers are all working together in a kind of circular circus as the lights come on here again. Are you going to get in the mix with all those other ones? Because everyone's cooperating. I know there's a bit of attrition. There always is between promoters, and you learn to live with it. Are you going to get in that other mix that involves Saudi Arabian investment as well? Can you get in that mix?
Look, ultimately, we can only focus on what's with our control. Yeah. And we work within our budget, and we're a young business, and we have British fighters. And all we've set out to do this year is put on the biggest British events. We've had Maya Jonas, Buatsi Aziz, Wardley Clark, Lauren Price now goes home to Cardiff.
Yes, so as well.
It's very important. May the 11th. It's very, very important to have these hometown heroes. That's how I fell in love with the sport.
Yeah.
Ricky Arden and Amir Khan boxing in and around Manchester and Bolton as well. That was what got me in. And so, of course, it's unbelievable the influence Saudi are happening, particularly making these international fights that otherwise wouldn't be made. And we saw how stagnant the heavyweight division was before they got involved. We can only do what's in our control, and we want to put on the best events that we possibly can. And so far, this year has been phenomenal. And I think this one will actually take it to another level.
May the 11th, June the 15th.
Lawrence Okoli out in Poland, fight for his world title as well.
In the middle of that as well. Yes. May the 27th?
May the 24th.
May the 24th.
Yeah.
What are you projecting for later in the summer then, Ben?
Well, look, it's been a phenomenal start. I think now we're starting, as you mentioned, we're starting to see Ben Whittaker come to the forefront. We're starting to see Adam Azim come up. We've got huge news on Caroline Dubois next week.
Yeah.
And I think for us, we've done a lot of big fights. I want to see those guys now headlining. I want to see them.
In what, in Kent or in
I want to see
Birmingham,
Wolverhampton. I want to see.
Slough,
I want to see Wolverhampton. We're going to Cardiff. I want Callum Simpson to be fighting in Barnsley at his big occasion. We want to create the next crop of stars, and we think there's phenomenal talent in the UK. So the rest of the year, I hope to see a lot of them come through as headliners.
How do you deal with, there's naturally a lot of attrition between promoters, and Frank Smith said things about you, Eddie Hearn critiques you, that you've pulled fighters out in purse bids. Is it just part of the game? Is it just part of being involved in the sport?
I think so.
And you just have to learn to deal with that.
I think you learn that it's part of the game, and it's a pantomime.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
At the end of the day, if you're not being talked about, it's probably even worse.
Very good point.
And so it's we're making our moves. When I started this business when I was 23 years old, did I expect to now be really at the top end of the sport?
Now you're in the limelight. Look.
No, but it comes, any success comes with criticism. It comes with competition, particularly in boxing. I think it's part of the game, and sometimes it's pantomime. Sometimes it helps promote the fights.
My argument's always been, when anyone asks, what about these claims of late pullouts and purse bids? No, what Ben and Shalom and Boxer and Sky have decided to do is, cheers. No boundaries. No boundaries with Chamberlain, are there?
No.
That what you've decided to do is say, no, I don't want my fighters to be on other shows.
Wrong, Gareth.
What is the argument?
Just
then?
look, you've got to take it all. Every
situation
is different,
yeah.
Right? The one that made the biggest noise, which I couldn't understand at the time, was the Fraser Clark-Fabio
Wardley Clark, yeah.
The guy's had 6 fights.
Yeah.
He'd not even been 12 rounds. Thank God he had some rounds before he went into that war, because he could have been seriously dangerous. Sometimes it's not about talent. Sometimes it's about experience in the ring.
Absolutely.
And being able to have tests.
Can't get the security these days, by the way.
No, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, that's all it is. And we've had fighters pull out on us on the other side and things like that. Could things have been handled better? Yes. Have we always put our fighters first? 100%.
I think that absolutely 100%.
Not about platform.
That's all you're doing.
It's always about the fighter.
No, but you're putting a fighter first, and you're running it down the highway you want it in. I think there's nothing wrong with it.
But the fighters make their own calls, and the management, like a promoter, actually, the joke is, and I have to stand up and own it, promoter can't pull anyone out of a purse bid. The fighters and the managers make their own decision, and they'll make the decision right for their career. Richard Riakporhe is now fighting for a world title at Sellers Park. What a job that. He started with us at less than British level. He's built and he's matured as a boxer, and he's become more cultured, and you can see his improvement. And yes, he's had to be a little bit patient, as it always happens when you get to that world level. And now he's very excited about what is a dream come true. To fight for a world title is one dream, to fight in a stadium is another. It's been delivered, and I'm excited for it. And yeah, we'll always put our fighters first, but hopefully we can make some fights in the future.
They're not your fighters. There's 4 undisputed titles coming up in the next 32 days. Pick the winners for me. Saúl Canelo Álvarez de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, against Jaime Munguia. Winner.
Canelo.
Points? Stoppage?
Points.
Undisputed super bantamweight crown, Japan, Tokyo, Inui against Luis Nery. Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk, May the 18th. Undisputed title, Saudi Arabia.
I actually can't call that one, but I have to go with the Brit. I have to go with Tyson.
On points?
I'm going to go with the Tyson stoppage.
Wow, okay. And finally, Artur Beterbiev against Dmitry Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight crown on June the 1st.
That's the hardest one.
It is really difficult.
Every time you watch Beterbiev, you think, is he going to show signs of age? Every time, and he doesn't. Will this be the one? That's the only question mark that's always in the back of my mind. Will this be the one? but he's always come through. So I'm going to go with better beer.
I agree with you. Hope you have a great event on June the 15th. I hope we're there for talkSPORT. I think it's going to be an amazing, balmy night. If it rains, we'll have rain max on and we'll carry umbrellas with us. But the fists will be raining down. Thank you very much as always, Ben Shalom.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.